In ancient times, people used metal coins for money instead of paper, and coins made sense because a coin contained precious metal that people found valuable, like gold or silver. Think of it as $1's worth of gold being melted into $1 coin.
Yeah, sounds good to me. What's the problem?
The problem is that the Roman government decided to make more coins without actually finding more gold. They were turning the same amount of gold into even more coins.
How do you make money out of money?
Exactly the right question.
We need more coins than we have gold for. Shave off pieces of these coins and melt them down with other metals.
But if there's less gold in the coins, won't that make them worth less?
We don't pay you to ask questions.
This seems like cheating.
That's 'cause it is, and governments do it all the time.
I understand now. When you cheat to create new money, it makes everyone else's money worth less. Look how much lighter it is.
Exactly. When the money becomes worth less, you need to use more money to buy the same things. That's called inflation.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. My favorite takeaway from that was, how do you make money with money? I've talked about this for so long in so many videos. It's clear my position on this, which is obviously the problem is inflation. And I think one of the challenges that we face when we're thinking about inflation is if we go back to the Roman Empire and you see the children's example where they're shaving these coins, it's pretty obvious, right? Like you get your coins, you look down at your coins, and then you ask your buddy like, dude, are these smaller? Like, are we actually looking at smaller coins? And the light bulb goes off and you realize that your money's actually getting devalued. In the United States of America, this is a big challenge because it's confusing, because when you look in your bank account, it still says the exact same amount of money that you have even while your purchasing power is going down. So if you think about this in a little bit more complicated way, if you have $5 in your bank account and you fast forward 10 years and now you have $10 in your bank account, most people would say that they have $5 more in their bank account. Technically they do, but the amount that $10 buys is going to be less than the $5 bought 10 years prior to that. So this is where a lot of us get lost, is that we don't have these gold coins that are getting shaven off and they go down and down and down. If you've watched my videos, you obviously know that my solution to this inflation problem is a pretty simple answer, which is buy real estate. But I am well aware that there are many of you that listen to this video and go, well, yeah, I conceptually understand to buy real estate, but that's easier said than done. You know, I have a down payment hurdle. You know, maybe I don't make enough money at work, or whatever the circumstances are that put a wall in front of you being able to just simply buy real estate. Maybe you're someone out there that owns real estate and you conceptually understand that you want to buy more real estate, but we still have this major problem at hand, whether you buy real estate or not, which is that your money is getting devalued. And so the question I want to leave with you guys with today is, if you can't buy real estate, what are some other solutions to this problem so that your money grows and eventually you can put yourself into a position where you can buy real estate? So I'd love to hear your guys' answers in the comments.